I'm not talking to Hans, probably.
So I'm 24. I grew up in rural Indiana. I was like a pretty bookish kid, right? I have a bachelor's in public policy. I want to be a professional powerlifter. I actually really like politics. I volunteered for like the Bernie campaign, like in 2020. I did like college dems, that sort of stuff. I love like, people make fun of me because they say like everyone online says I'm on crack because apparently I'm the only person online that's like that is happy and full of energy. The rest of y'all are sad. But I have so many hobbies. I like all sorts of stuff. Like I like weightlifting. I like reading. After I finished college, I made it like my goal of 2020 was I read a book like a nonfiction book every single week. It was really fun. So I learned I did a lot of history, like reading, a lot of philosophy stuff. So that was really enjoyable. But I have a lot of like super broad flavors of interest right now. I have a pretty great job. I graduated from college in 2020. I've had my job ever since. Right now I live in Florida. Currently I'm moving to Virginia like the next month. And I'm feeling pretty good. I'm single, but I have like a lot of friends. I got a great family, great support system, good friends online. Like my community is like normally pretty chill. But yeah, what about you?
I think I'm also 24.
Oh, dude, kindred spirits. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you So, because I've heard like a little bit of lore about you. Like you said, like you move around a lot and stuff. It's like, do you have like, and I know you like help write grad essays and stuff. Do you have like a formal education, or like what do you do with that sort of stuff?
No, just when I was in high school, I started writing like college papers for people, and then by the time I made it into my senior year, I did my first grad paper for somebody, and then I just kept doing that. I never went to college.
Okay, I mean, I don't think college is necessary. I think like many routes, and like you seem like really good at what you do in terms of writing and rhetoric stuff. I've seen like some of your breakdowns. Like the first time I ever actually heard of you was like, I think it was like during like a Destiny debate. I don't think you were there, but he was like, I have to make sure that everything I say, like I assume it's going to be picked over by this book fucker guy.
How do you hold back laughter during talks like this? Honest to God, my strategy is I just try to think of how is that fucking moron Booksmarts gonna fuck with me when he does his debate review. So I try to think, okay, well, he would get mad at me if I shout, so I'm gonna try to stay relatively calm. I'm not gonna laugh. I'm gonna try to respond calmly to his points, because I know that if I do that, that book fucker can't call me out on anything.
And I was like, oh, and then like now actually like seeing you in the flesh, dude, like honestly it's been a bit wild because like I started doing this online sort of stuff about 9 months ago. I had like a YouTube channel where I reviewed like the nonfiction books that I read in 2020, but I didn't like start like streaming until 2021. And I've always like been a fan of Vosh. I've watched Destiny for a lot of the time, and so it's really cool. And like I've seen you around too, and so it's like now it's like, dude, it's like I'm in a I feel like I'm in an anime almost, where it's like I'm meeting all the characters like that I see online who do all their stuff. You know what I mean? Like people who I like would like watch all day for like enjoyment. Like they know who I am now. It's like meeting movie stars and stuff. It's so wild. Like it's absolutely no, but actually, you know what I mean? Like it's bonkers. Like what? Like I don't know like what that feeling is. You know? Like I gotta talk with Destiny today, which is always really cool. Like I'm a bit of a simp. Same thing with Vosh. I'm a bit of a simp. Like I like people. You know? Like I think like it's like I want to be friends with all these cool content creators, and I just you know, it's been good.
So you're one happy motherfucker. Here's the question.
Dude, absolutely. Go ahead.
What do you do when you start feeling sad? What brings you out of it?
It depends. I have a lot of like different methods. So like I said, I have a great support system. Like I said, I love my parents. I call my mom every day on the way to work. In the morning when we're both driving to work, I call her. On the way home from the gym, I call my dad on his way home from work, so I try and keep in contact with my parents. I have 2 brothers. I try and keep in contact with them. They're both really good guys. But when I'm feeling sad, there's a couple things. First of all, the big meme is that don't get sad in the first place, but like I have a naturally high like baseline, so I have a pretty healthy lifestyle, right? Like I go to the gym like almost every day, so I get like the happy chemicals from that. I'm very good about cutting out toxic people from my life. Like if someone like is like a consistent drag on me, I'm very much like in the Destiny school of just saying like I just don't want to talk to this person. Like if I'm getting nothing out of this and like I'm just constantly putting in energy and effort and like feeling really sad, I think that's something that a lot of people don't do, and they surround themselves with toxic people who own, and like there's like this like vicious cycle of people draining each other and no one's like bringing life. And I'm totally fine bringing life to people, but I have to like get, you know, some kind of like happiness back. And I think I'm really good about doing that, like in my relationships with my family and my friends. But when I'm actually sad, normally I'll talk to my friends about it, right? I'll be like, hey, like, you know, like, or like, hey mom, really struggling about this. If it's like an online thing, you know, I have some online friends that I can talk to. The gym is just like a great thing. Like I've had my best workouts when I'm like fucking beaten down or I'm mad or I'm sad. I just like get myself to the gym, crush some weights, and then I feel better. I'm like super pro therapy. I haven't gone to therapy in like a long time. I had some therapy in middle school. I got like bullied like super hard way back in the day. Yeah. I wasn't always this big, but like and so I think it's just having a healthy support system and having hobbies that you can do no matter your mental state, right? Because maybe some days I'm feeling so sad that I can't even do the gym, right? I have like comfort games that I play, or I have comfort shows that I watch. One of DGG's first, hey DGG, I see all of you. One of their first interactions with me was like in the Cat Prime drama. I was like really, really sad that night, right? And I was like literally crying on stream. And one of my favorite things to do when I get sad is like watch my favorite episodes, or not episodes, are like scenes from like different animes or TV shows, because I find them like extremely inspiring, and I can feed off the energy in media like super well. And so normally if I want to feel better, I'll like either play like a really like powerful song that like hits me in a certain way, or I'll watch like a show that hits me in a certain way, and it like helps bring me out of those things. I don't really I'm not really like a substance kind of person. Like I drink, like people know that like I like my whiskey, right? I used to be like that big college party guy, right? That kind of guy. And that's kind of carried over into my real life, but I don't smoke. I don't like do any of those drugs. I'm just not super interested in it. People keep telling me that like if I actually do like any kind of upper, like the world will explode because I'm already so high energy. But like I was on Zerka's panel last night. Everyone's like, "Are you on speed?" I'm like, "No," but like imagine if I was. Like, oh yeah, world cannot stop Hanz.
And like, what made you want to get into like being a content creator, being like an influencer? I have a lot of long-term goals in life. I want to I want to get. I like. So I'll list these like in no particular order, right? I want to get higher education. I want to get my master's in public administration. I want to work for like one of the alphabet soup agencies, right? Like my like life goal from like a executive perspective, like non-elected procedure. I would love to be like the head of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. That would be like super fucking cool. I would love that. Like I said, my bachelor's in public policy. I did like an international econ like internship in college for like 2 years. I really like that sort of stuff. So I'd love to do that. I want to be a professional powerlifter. I never want like. I don't think I'm never going to be like the world's strongest man. I just have too many interests, and also I have like scoliosis, like a shit ton of injuries that like really keep me from like achieving my full potential. Right? Got that twisty spine and stuff. But in terms of like being a content creator, I want to have a positive influence in the world, and especially in politics. And I see a lot of giant, and this is partially from Destiny and partially from Bosch. And I want to get big enough that my influence can potentially help sway like smaller elections, right? Like I can go to a district, I can interview candidates, I can do these things, and I can make a like some small positive difference. And that's part of why I want to grow, even though like I don't make any money from my platform. I have about 3,500 followers on Twitch now. I don't accept any donations. All the donos that I've gotten are still sitting in Twitch. They're just kind of sitting there. I make good money with my IRL job. I don't really need it, and I know there's like I know I make more than most of the kids who watch Twitch, so like I'm not gonna fucking ask money for kids. Like I have no shame for like you or anybody else like who does this like for a living. So like everyone fucking like sub Booksmarts and stuff. But it's just like it's a personal thing about quote unquote living my values, right? Because I feel like I have enough right now. I feel like I'm doing remarkably well, and I don't feel like I need to ask for any more. And you said that you were educated in public policy and that you wanted to do this working for the Consumer Finance Bureau. Why that bureau, or like why the focus there? Is there something in particular that you want to change, or problems that you're seeing, or does it just seem like an enjoyable position?
It seems enjoyable. I like, I'm like a huge fan of like the old style, like trust busting and stuff, like fighting against those kind of things and protecting people from like more powerful corporations. As like I'm a big lefty, right? Even though I've been arguing with anarchists for the last like 72 hours, right? Huge lefty. And I really dislike inequality. I really dislike unchecked corporate power. And I really want to try and like mitigate some of those things. And I feel like being part of an agency that explicitly protects consumers from like big like businesses. And I know Destiny says that like if you say big making fun of something that I'm dumb, I like legitimately mean like large, like, you know, corporations, right? And give like money back to like defrauded people. And I think that's a really useful thing, because I think we can all like agree that this is a necessary function in society, that sometimes fraud happens, and if it's going to happen, we want to make sure that people who are hurt by it get their stuff back. So I think it's a great way of like actually like protecting people and fighting for individual people. Elizabeth Warren is like one of my like political heroes, because I think she does amazing economic work. Like I had some issues with, I supported Bernie like in the 2020 primary, but like back in the day, like she was like one of the OGs in terms of like what she actually supported. So like huge role model for me there, and I want to have that positive influence. And so part of building the platform is I don't know anybody, right? I'm not like well connected or anything. I'm a farm boy from the Midwest, right? Like literally. And I knew the only way that I can get like a sizable platform is if I create one for myself. And so that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to build my platform. I've been told I'm bombastic, that I'm entertaining, because this is like how I am right now. This is how I am like in my entire life. And so I was like, oh, hey, if I can do this, and I'm just going to be doing stuff I'm doing anyway, which is, you know, watching Vosh, watching Destiny, playing video games, then why can't I like do that and build a platform and hopefully make the space a tiny bit better? I haven't focused on that like this week, but like most of my like goals, like having good conversations on my panels and stuff about actual issues. And if I can do that while growing, and eventually I hit like a tipping point where I can start having conversations with Congress people, and I don't have the monetary incentive, because like one of the things that made me so sad is that like when Vosh sorry, not Vosh. When Destiny would do, or Vosh too, when Vosh did like his interview with like some like really awesome like economic journalists. I think it's like Owen Wilson or something like that. No, not Owen Wilson. Owen. Oh, wow. No, someone else. Fuck up. Or when Destiny would do his or when Destiny would do his interviews with congressional candidates, their numbers would tank. And I think I'm personally, because I am very career focused. Like right now, like I said, like I work my job like 40 hours a week, live 12 hours a week, stream 20 hours a week. I think I can maintain like my existing career path. And that way I don't need monetary incentives, which means I can take those hits, right? I can do the interviews with people and not worry about my views. I can do the interviews with people and not worry about like not getting enough money in the same way that some other creators could do. So I feel like I'm in a specific, Owen Jones, thank you so much, chat. I think I'm in a specific like position that I can do these things and without like the potential like pitfalls of having this as like your sole source of income, because I totally get it. People like, you know, like especially as streaming becomes more like I would say like flat, because like when you think of streamers, you used to think of like big people like Destiny, but now I'd say like there's a lot of like, you know, people like closer to your size, you know, like where it's like a regular style job, you're probably making like, you know, somewhere like, you know, up like 5 figures in income, and like you have about like 10,000 followers, right? I think there's a lot more of those people, and so I feel like people of your size, you know, are much more incentivized for content, and again, like rightfully so, right? Because like you want to make the money, and like I'm never gonna like take that away from anybody. But if I'm like say of equivalent size and I can do the same thing, or so I can focus on like explicitly what I want to focus on, and not have to worry about the content machine, then I think I have a considerably more resiliency than a standard content creator. Do I ever shut up? Little flips? No, I can literally talk ad infinitum. Like, sorry, go ahead.
No, so moving forward with your content, how are you balancing like the desire to grow the channel so that you can accomplish these kinds of conversations and like things that you could do to grow the channel versus you know, this because you said you don't care about money, but there's more to the channel than just money, right? Because there's things that you could do to grow the channel, that way you can more quickly achieve this goal of talking to like influential people. Have you run into anything where you're having a conflict of interest there, where it comes between growing the channel and doing what you would want to do with the channel so you could accomplish the end goal with the channel?
Yes, that's happened to me. I had like a small roadblock when I had about 1,500 followers, right? I was in the middle of my work. I have a pretty stressful job. When I was smaller, I used to do like political content every day. Like my thing was I would read like 5 news articles from like the New York Times and Washington Post and Wall Street Journal, like, you know, like shit-lived like middle ground sources, right? Which are pretty good in terms of information. And I would have about 30 people watching me. But I was getting really burnt out, and it was really, really hard. And so eventually I was like, all right, guys, like I'm gonna keep streaming, but like I have to do something to relax. So I just started playing Pokemon, right? Both my brothers love Pokemon, so it's been a way to reconnect with them. So it's like 2 birds, 1 stone, and I can keep like have my presence online. Because for a lot of people, like just being like live is like a benefit, right? So like being able to stream, even if it's not like maximum content, and then of course my viewers drop from like 30 to like 5, but I fought through that. I kept working on my community. I got people like to accept watching me like doing what I do, and I made it through that. And now it's like I can have 50 people watching me while I play Pokemon, or when I start doing politics stuff, it goes up at like like in the like closer to like triple digits. And so it's like I think it's just fighting through those, and I'm always like cognizant of like how it affects like say like my mental like health in regards to like what content that I'm covering or like what I'm choosing to cover. And I think I've like developed a good balance for that. If we're talking about like me like being a drama monger or fighting those things, I'll be honest, chat, I really haven't participated in drama until this week, and that's because I'm literally at the epicenter of the drama. And it's been, I'll tell you, it's been fun. It's also been exhausting, and I don't think I'm ever going to be in a place where I have to compromise like my values to be able to keep my channel growing. I'm essentially doing my own thing, doing like exactly what I want, and I've been like having like pretty good success, right? I think I'm probably like the fastest or one of the fastest growing like political streamers of like the new generation, right? Because like I started in 2021. I'm pretty sure like the only person who's grown faster than me is like Infrared, right? So it's like, so I think I have a pretty like solid formula for like how I'm doing, and if I have to start making like harder decisions about what to do in the future, I can make that decision when it comes to it. But yeah, like obviously like long-term goals, especially like right now when I'm just kind of vibing. If I want to take a day off and just play Pokemon, I'm going to do that. And it's not some like 3D chess thing. It's like a long-term goal that I'm consistently working towards, but just not like 100% like every day. You know what I mean? Because if I could be doing like drama content, react stuff like every single day. But like literally, it's like most of my streams are like on the weekdays I play Pokemon. I might react to something while I'm playing Pokemon, and then on the weekends I like have a panel or I go on Prime's panel like once or twice a week, right? So I have like 3 days of political stuff and then 4 days of non-political stuff. And that's kind of like been my ratio, and it's been really working for me. And if I have to change that to keep growing, I probably will just accept like a slower rate of growth. But I honestly don't know that, because I'm growing faster now than I've ever grown. So like I don't know if I obviously probably can't maintain this, right? Because I'm just like at the epicenter of a drama thing. But I've never had a problem with growing. Even like when my days like when I did like Pokemon streams, right? I would still grow like 5 to 10 like followers a day. So it's like I'm pretty okay with my rate of growth, and if I can do stuff to make it happen faster, I'll take it. But like I said, like I'm in it for the long game, dude. I'm 24 years old. I can play this game for 50 years.
And so you have really, really good relationships with the people in your life. You probably know how to communicate well with them, at least to like not stir up shit. And you're handpicking people that are going to be better for you, that kind of like make good on whatever energy you're investing in them. How do you see, or do you see a difference between the way that you're able to have conversations with people in your personal life, in your real life, and the way that conversations work on Twitch or online in general?
Okay. So it's been a bit of a struggle in terms of like reacting to some of this, because I'm like naturally like a pretty friendly guy, right? Like I'm boisterous, I'm loud, I go hard in debates, but like in general, like I'm always the guy that's like next day I'm like, dude, you're fine. Like we had a spat, I don't care, like it was a debate, we're fine. But I feel like a lot of people in the online space can't do that. They can't argue with somebody without like explicitly hating them the next day. No. And it's like, yeah, like I can argue with someone and like during the day I'm like, yeah, fuck them, they're stupid, but the next day I'm like, all right, they're still my friend, right? And I think people don't do that super healthily, and it's been really weird experiencing that response from some people. And I think I got some good advice from someone I won't name, was that eventually they said that, hey, everyone starts off saying I'm going to be nice to everybody and be inoffensive, but I have specific principles, and I've never been afraid of fighting for them and not backing down, because like it's like I'm a nice guy, but I'm not a marshmallow, you know what I mean? Like I've been in fights and stuff, like I've done that sort of thing before, and it's like I don't like doing that, but I feel like I'm still capable of doing that. And just because I'm nice to people doesn't mean I'm gonna let someone say bullshit, right? Like someone made a meme under my Demon Mama debate where they're like, why didn't you could have saved your friendship if you just nodded along with everything she said for 30 minutes? And I'm not saying that and I'm not saying that's true, but like if I disagree with somebody, I'm not gonna not say that just because they're like my friend, right? Like I massively respect Destiny, I massively respect Vosh, and I have disagreements with both of them, right? And I feel like I'm pretty comfortable like saying that. Like my first like actual interaction I think on stream with Destiny was like us debating about something, and I remember you, DGG, you made fun of me for having a Morty voice. Oh jeez, Destiny. No, but actually, And I think I'm fine with that position. I'm fine with fighting with people. I realize there's a certain break where it's like I'm always gonna try and be nice to people and be like a nice dude. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna like fight. And if that pisses off some people, and they keep coming at me, like I think I'm gonna respond, right? I've been going a little, like people have been memeing, like I've been going like a little Joker mode the last like 24 hours because I think some of these people are like legitimately insane, and I don't know how to like really like deal with that other than just like blow them out in like the marketplace of ideas. But I don't want to do that. But I feel like the alternative is either letting it happen and do nothing and let them say insane shit, or agree to get along, right? Like if I'm friends with a bunch of lefty content creators and some of them are saying like, you know, like what abolish like education systems, right? I gotcha. And I just sit there. I'm not gonna sit there and fucking nod my head. I'm gonna tell them that they're wrong. And if that means if my friends can't handle me disagreeing with them over something as like basic as like whether we should have school or not, and because this is entirely theoretical. We're never getting rid of mandatory schooling like for the foreseeable future, right? Like anarchists make memes about like, oh, like this won't happen in my lifetime. I'm like, all right, so then if it's not happening in our lifetime, if we disagree on it, it doesn't fucking matter. Like we can still be friends because like what you're suggesting doesn't like come to pass. So yeah.
So it sounds like you're already past the phase of thinking that you can be friends with everybody, because you've accepted that like challenging certain people, especially depending on how you challenge them, is going to mean that you can't be friends with them anymore. Another interesting one you might run into is being friends with certain people means that other people refuse to be friends with you or be friendly with you, which is like another one that makes like the idea of being friends with everybody impossible. It's unfortunate. Specifically about conversations though, like do you feel like you need to shift gears and talk differently to people on Twitch than you would in real life?
Yes. Well, like things like in real life when I'm at the office and stuff, things are a lot more like strict and like I have to dial my energy back in real life a lot, right? Like for like when I wear like my button down suit and stuff like for work. I don't wear a suit to work. I mean, like just like a button-down shirt. Like I have to like be very different, but also how I talk to people is different. I don't really talk about politics a lot IRL, or at least not like in my current like work. It's just not the environment for that. And I like talking about things aside from politics. I like talking about sports and not sports. I like talking about the gym. I like, watching like, MMA fights with my friends, even though they don't know anything about fighting, right? like also everyone on Twitch becomes a boxer when you threaten them. Like, gang, I've been in like a couple fights. I do not know how to fight. You know what I mean? Like everyone does that meme where they're like, yo guys, I have a black belt in jiu-jitsu and like I can kaioken people. Like that's not it. So like I have a lot of like healthy interests and hobbies outside of like online politics, and I think that grounds me a lot more than a lot of people on this platform where this is kind of everything for them. And I'm not saying I don't like live politics. I'm on Twitter all the time. Everyone knows this. But I feel like having healthy hobbies, or at least hobbies that distract you from like politics, is like literally like, what's the word? Not incremental. Like it super important. What's like that word? Just like super integral. Integral to like having a healthy mindset. Because I think a lot of these people spiral because this is all they know and this is all they talk about, and like that's where you lead to like catastrophizing people on Twitter and stuff, where they're like, oh my god, like you don't have Medicare for all yet. I'm like, all right, but like there's like literally the meme of the online leftist that's sitting there waiting for like $15 minimum wage and waiting for like Medicare for all to pass, and they're just sitting there wagey cagey job being like sad as fuck. And I'm like, gang, like we can do systemic solutions, but like in the meantime, fucking grind, do what you can, like please just try. I've never understood that.
And like you're doing panels now. Are you trying to do panels differently than other people on the platform? Or are you kind of falling in line with the way the medium is on here? Like, how do you run that?
I've made my own one. I can tell you how I do them right now. So Prime and Dylan. So Prime loves blood sports and absolutely respect that. I love going on his panels. I love doing blood sports. You know what I mean? Like I love heavy debates with people. Dylan, it's a bit more of a game, and that's totally fine, right? I can respect the memes, right, for the hippy dippy championship and all that sort of stuff. Completely agree. I try, when I made my panels initially, I tried to think of something that was different that could like help the platform. And this was still my early phase. Like, I want to be nice to everybody and help everyone get along. And so my panels are a lot more structured. They're smaller. So instead of like normally the 8 like regular people or like the 12 person like screaming panels, I have 6 people. And I try and self-select based on their knowledge of an issue and their position around an issue. So I won't always say bring conservatives on, right? Like there's the meme that like for every Twitch panel, there's like 5 conservatives that like every person brings on their panels. And I still do that. Like sometimes, right? But like I said, I did like a trans issues panel. I think like a week and a half ago at this point or something like that. Or last week. And I didn't bring like any conservatives on because the conversation wasn't about whether trans people have a right to exist. It was about like specific like nitty gritty like issues inside the trans community. And I think and I explicitly try and curate the people on my panels for the conversation that I want to have. And I'm not saying my panels never get like spicy or anything like that, but it's considerably more moderated. Let me I can DM you my discussion format really quick if you want to take a look at
sure.
it. And this is what I do like virtually all the time. It's very like a parliamentary or hand raisy style system stuff because I just like, and this is gonna sound super hypocritical, I love fucking screaming over people on panels, but I hate fucking listening to it. So like when so for my panels, I'm like, all right, gang, like if we want to do some crazy stuff, you can go on the Prime After panel. I promise I'm gonna join you. I'm gonna be pounding shots. I'm gonna be screaming at motherfuckers. But like on my panel, we're gonna try and have like a regular conversation. So yeah. So so uninterrupted intros and outros. Hand-raising system, good on the list, stopping people from gish galloping, right? Like not having people speak for more than 2 minutes. Don't allow people to interrupt someone like while they're explicitly talking has been super helpful for like moving forward conversations. Like you ask a question afterwards, and then if someone gets called out, something that's normally really frustrating is like if like everyone's dunking on one person and say we go from there's a panel of like me, Vosh, Destiny, and you, right? And then like you dunk on me, and then Vosh dunks on me, and then Destiny dunks on me, and like the moderator doesn't let me respond to either of those individually. But eventually when it's my turn, there's so many things that I've had to I have to respond to that I can't like say anything. So I make like the rule where it's like if someone like calls you out, you're allowed to respond immediately, and that normally helps resolve disagreements a lot more. And I've been pretty happy with the panels that I've created.
And you don't like take, I mean, with how high energy you are, I'm surprised to read that you will not be participating in the conversation with the exception of moderating and enforcing the rules. Is that hard for you to do?
A little bit, but just because I'm super high energy, I'm also again, pretty self-disciplined. Like my work and stuff demands that. So I know like how to like, shut up and like sit there and listen to things. And if I got to do that, then yeah. And I think it makes it better because I really dislike moderators debating in the debates that they moderate, because the power dynamic completely fucks up that conversation. Because if I'm debating 6 people and if I'm disagreeing with somebody and I can mute them at any time, they're fucking terrified to disagree with me. So it's actually though, right? And that's happened to me on panels, and it like pisses the fuck off of me. Like I love Prime, but I hate when he does that to me, because it's like, dude, we're disagreeing, but like I can't mute you and you can mute me. Like that's not fucking fair. So it's like, so that's kind of the vibe. And yes, I've muted people on stream. I understand I'm a hypocrite. I get it. But I don't do that for my panels, and like not try. And if I don't step in, then it gives the panelists more freedom to say what they're going to say. But honestly, I like listening to people. I really do. I can watch chat, and also it's pretty hands-on, my moderation style, right? Because I'm watching for people to raise their hand. I'm like looking at the timer. Like I have a lot of like small activities that I'm doing in the background that keep me busy, and I'm pretty good at functioning like with just like a couple of like small menial tasks like to keep my mind occupied. And it's good. And like sometimes I'll be sitting there. Sometimes I'll be like having a couple drinks, and I can normally handle it very, very well. I'm used to like I absolutely hate it, but I can sit like pretty silently for hours at a time, like doing like virtually nothing. And it's and I don't have to do that because I'm listening to normally a pretty good conversation and like participating because I'm like throwing it from person to person. So yeah.
And you mentioned that you're managing the timers. How strict are you about this 2 minutes for each bit of talk time? How strict are you about that rule?
Not perfectly strict. It's more like spirit of the law versus the letter. So like I do I have like cue cards like for 30 seconds and then 10 seconds, and then at 2 minutes I'll normally, like, if I know they're about to finish, like they're like towards the end of like a sentence, I'll like just let them do it. If they finish that sentence and keeps going, I'm like, hey, finish your point. If they keep going, I'll normally just like scream at them or mute them or something. Because like some people are worse at this than others, and some people I don't want to cut off. I'm normally pretty good about this. Like even when I was tiny, I would mute people who were bigger than me who came on my panels. I actually had to I think I had to I remember my first panel, I think I had to mute like RGR. I love RGR, but like it was, but like that was like kind of terrifying, because like, you know, as a super small person, like if you treat your guests badly, they don't want to come back. But I think overall I treat my guests pretty well. But yeah, so normally I try and keep it there. If someone, if a lot of people, like say, are attacking an individual person, or have a bunch of questions, I normally let that person give like a longer time. Like if everyone asks this one person a question, or if, because like I said, like you're allowed to respond, but they might just be like, oh no, like, let other people get their contentions first. If that's true, I'll like normally like break the rules and say, all right, you have 3 minutes to respond to all their points. Or if two people want to have like an actual back and forth in the panel, I'll say, all right, you two, you have like 3 minutes on the clock for your back and forth. No one else talk during this. You two go, and I'll pull it back if it starts going off the rails. And normally that's been really good for facilitating discussion.
Okay. If there was a kind of content that you wish you could do besides the interviews that we talked about being kind of the end goal, like what are some things that you're looking forward to being able to do with the channel in like the short to medium term? Or like
honestly,
guests?
Guests or stuff?
Either or.
I mean, I would love to interview like college professors and stuff. I think that'd be really cool. Like more educational style stuff, that'd be really nice. Like I because of like some certain stuff for work, I can't be like super like I can't be like an operative for like parties and stuff. But my company would not like that whatsoever. But I would like to potentially, like, when I have more freedom, like to raise money for like different groups, like Lefty's meme about mutual aid, and like guys like it's just leftist charity, but like that's a good thing because charity can be good. So it's like I like to raise money for different causes. Like part of like my two favorite content creators, really, my two dads are Destiny and Vosh. Destiny because of what he's done with the IRL activism. I know like we kind of crashed and burned in Omaha, but I think like what he did for the Georgia stuff was really, really cool. And I think Vosh does a really good job raising money for using his big charity streams. I think those, even if like they're self-serving, right? I think those are both good, and that's kind of where I want to be. And long term, my content, I've decided that I'm probably gonna, if I start skimming off the top for myself, I'm gonna say like, oh, I'll take 10% of subs and stuff, because like honestly, dealing with all y'all online is like getting to be a lot of work. But what I'll try and do is at the end of like every month, I'll probably donate all the subs and stuff that I get to like to a charity of choice, or like to like an organization or something. I think that'd be really, really cool. But really, like the impetus right now is to keep doing my thing, keep enjoying, because this is my hobby. Like this is like what I do for fun, right? I have like 3 main hobbies right now, which are 3 things I do right now. I go to work, I lift weights, and I stream like video games and stuff, right? And politics. And I want to keep growing so that I can eventually do the things that I want to do. And right now, I realize that's kind of infeasible, with like very few exceptions, because like no candidate's going to want to talk to somebody who has 50 people watching him, like none of which might even be in his state. You know what I mean? Like, right. That's not. So I got to get like larger to get to that point. And like, yeah, that's part of why I want to grow so badly, is to keep pushing that. So eventually I can do good stuff with that. And, long term, that's really cool. Short term goals, literally just keep growing, keep improving myself in conversations. Like I've had 2 debates in the last like week and a half. One against Cherry. I came off a little unhinged. I think I did better on the points, but like I sounded crazy a little bit. Like absolutely. I'm just really like, dude, if you review my baits, you'll understand. Like I'm just really aggressive in defense. I can't stop myself from yelling. And then I was much calmer in the Demon Mama one. But I want to keep getting better at debating. I want to keep having good panels. panels. Sky's the limit now. I've had like really big people in my panels now because I feel like I've had like shoe on head and stuff. So like I feel like people know who knew who I am and who know who my panels are. So just keep making good panels, good conversations, keep growing the channel, keep trying new games. I finally beat like a fucking Pokemon Nuzlocke that I've been working on for like 3 weeks. It's been a nightmare, and I'm really excited to try new games and just like keep growing the channel, keep being a positive influence in the space, primarily positive influence. And that can take many forms. You know, that can be the nice chill guy that everyone enjoys, or that can be the nice chill guy that 90% of people enjoy, who just, you know, dunks on dumb fuck anarchistics. So yeah.
Well, best of luck with all that. I'll definitely keep an eye on your debates, and I'll try to catch one of your panels, and if I review something, I'll let you know in advance so that I could ask you questions.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. And if you ever want to be on panels, like I know you like you only do the rhetoric stuff, but if there's anything you actually care about, like in terms of issues, like let me know, and I'd love to have you on.
Yeah, well, we could see about that.
Hell yeah. Chat, I know I monologue like a motherfucker. I'm really sorry. I talk a mile a minute, and like I literally will not stop. Someone like said that I talk for like 4 minutes without taking a breath. I was a swimmer for 12 years, motherfucker, and I might be giant, but my cardio is better. How do you think I fuck your mom so many times without stopping? I love you all. Have a great day.
Yep. Bye. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? He's a fun guy. He's got a lot of energy, that fella. He can just keep going and going and going. Very endearing. Yeah, I would say the same. Hans doesn't know about panel smarts. No, he does not. This fucking guy. We're going to give him 10 minutes. That's the limitation.